Jen Gureckis.
And I'm Alec Weibel.
And you're listening to In the Spotlight, BerryDunn's very own podcast where we get to know each member of the Financial Services Practice Group. Today, we're joined by Sam Washburn. Welcome to the podcast, Sam.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't we start this podcast off by you telling us a little bit about your role and what you do here at the firm?
So I'm an Audit Senior in the Financial Services Practice Group, and I mostly work on banks and FDICIA clients. I also work on a couple of broker-dealers. And in my less busy time of the year, I work on employee benefit plans. And outside of my audit work, I enjoy mentoring. I have 3 mentees that I meet with once a month, and we go to get lunch, and they ask me for advice, and I give them advice about their work, time management during their busier times of the year, and just some things outside of work as well, like their CPA exams. I also help out on the recruiting team. I joined that this past fall recruiting season, and I have done many virtual interviews, and I've really enjoyed that.
That's awesome, Sam. It sounds like you really stay busy here at the firm. Can you kind of start us off too by telling us a little bit of how you actually got into accounting?
Yeah. So when I was a junior in high school, I was signing up for my classes for my senior year, and one of my best friend's mom was teaching the accounting class for the first time, and a bunch of my friends and I decided to take that class, and I actually really fell in love with accounting. It was fun because I got to have my friends in the class with me, but I really liked the material, and I actually remember filling out T accounts and really enjoying it.
Wow, that's great. So you mentioned too that you're currently a mentor to a few folks here at the firm. That's really exciting stuff. That's, they say that sometimes the best way to know that you really have a good understanding of something is if you can kind of teach others about that subject. So I'm sure, they're very grateful to have you. Did you ever see yourself as a more professional mentor role in life, something like a teacher or anything like that?
Funny you mentioned that. I actually did want to be a teacher when I grew up. My mom's whole side of the family was teachers, so I grew up around teachers and guidance counselors, and I always thought that would be the path that I would take. But then once I took that accounting class, I knew that was for me. And then I went to Husson University up in Bangor for accounting, and I ended up graduating in 3.5 years with my bachelor's and also my MBA. And during that time, I had to take an internship for one of my classes, and I had my internship at BerryDunn, and I was a tax intern during the busy season, and then I got asked to stay on to be an audit intern, and that's when I knew that I really liked auditing because I like working in teams, and it came more naturally to me than the tax did.
That's great, Sam. So what else makes you very excited to work here at BerryDunn, specifically in the Financial Services Practice Group?
First off, I really, really enjoy the people that I work with in my group. We have a lot of fun together. We work really hard, but we know how to take some time to have fun together. And I also really enjoy the clients. They're very knowledgeable, and it's challenging. And I really like challenges. I like to be challenged every day, and I'm learning something new every day, and I really enjoy that.
I'm hearing this and listening to you speak now and hearing that you used to possibly want to be a teacher, and there's a lot of teachers in your background. It's no wonder that you have this love for mentoring, and our newer staff are so lucky to have you in that role and be able to come to you as a mentor. So that's very exciting and really wonderful to hear. And it's putting it all together for me to really understand your background and your love for teaching. That's exciting. So outside of your love for mentoring and being a wonderful teacher here at BerryDunn, What can we find you doing in your free time?
In the winter, you can probably catch me reading a good book or painting with friends. And in the summer, I'm usually at my parents' house and we're out on the lake and we're just out there boating around or camping up in Bar Harbor and hiking at Acadia or in the White Mountains in New Hampshire.
You love painting. That's so exciting. Have you been able to do any of those paint and sips?
Oh, yes, I actually have. Last year we did that with the financial services group and it was a blast. And it's so funny because when we're on meetings together, we have them like in the background and it's like, oh, I really like your painting. Oh, I like your painting.
Now we all have to compare ours to yours since we know you have that passion.
That's awesome. Such good stuff. Well, as of the time of recording this, we are actually almost pretty much right in the thick of the winter holiday season. So, as is tradition on In the Spotlight now, we'll play a quick game of Schmores, which, just to refresh our listeners, is your Mount Rushmore of blank. So there's 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore. So we'll give you a subject and you name your top 4 or 3. It doesn't have to be 4, but your top 3 or 4 of whatever the subject is. And today we will go with holiday traditions. So Sam, what would you say are your favorite holiday traditions that you have?
Ooh, okay. So I'm going to choose Christmas, and my favorite traditions for Christmas are baking pumpkin chocolate chip cookies with my mom. Those are my dad's favorite cookies, and his birthday is also around Christmas, but we would bake them to leave out for Santa as well. And we would also sprinkle glitter and oats out on the lawn for the reindeer, and that was always a good time. And I really enjoy family time, and during the holidays, my family gets together a lot, and I really, really value that time. So that's great. And then the last thing is watching Elf with my sister every Christmas Eve, and it's usually just the 2 of us, and I really love that.
That's awesome.
So great.
Yeah, some really, really cool traditions there.
Thank you.
Can't wait to try some of those cookies.
I'll have to make some and bring some in for you.
Yeah, bring those by. Bring those by.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the next episode of In the Spotlight.